CNN finally fact checks Tim Walz military record. Egregious lies. No evidence, they say. Of course, there's no evidence. I mean, now that they got people that were actually in his actually worked with him, said that he was a coward and he ran and he left. He left the people that he was in charge of. He left them behind, which is something just I can't fathom doing any of that to my to my fellow military brothers. Man, I couldn't imagine that as a veteran. This is despicable. And then not only he does this, but he has the audacity to lie about his valor. It's still valor, and pretend like he was in the war zone. I mean, this guy is a despicable individual. If he'll lie about something like this, well, imagine what else he would lie about. Why would you get him anywhere near power? Which is just disgusting to me. So we're gonna talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store, and also check me out on X, where I put out tons of news there throughout the day as well. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Trending Politics from Chris Powell. He reports that on Wednesday, CNN fact-checked Tim Walz's military record, revealing discrepancies following his recent introduction as Vice President Kamala Harris' running mate. The examination comes after Walz ended his 24-year military career in 2005, right before his unit was deployed to Iraq, a point of contention given some of his recent political statements. Now, it would be fine if he didn't try to lie about this thing. He didn't try to pretend like he actually went to an active war zone, which is a big no-no. That's stolen valor. Anyone that's a veteran knows we totally lose any type of respect for anyone that does anything like this. It's despicable. I've seen people get knocked out in bars for lying about their service, for stealing valor. I mean, it's the disgusting work. And for someone to be running as vice president to be lying like this on his service is just egregious, like the title says. It's egregious. Well, Walz, a former National Guard sergeant major, has come under pressure for statements made during public appearances where he implied direct combat experience. Not only that, I don't even think he was a sergeant. I can't remember. He was a National Guard. He lied and said he was the highest enlisted. I can't remember what the highest enlisted is for the National Guard. It's different. I was in the Air Force. But he lied and said he was the highest enlisted when he was actually not, because they bumped him back down because he didn't actually get deployed. If he would have got deployed, he would have been highest enlisted at that time. But since he didn't, he left the military before he was able to maintain that highest rank. They bumped him back down, and he lies about his rank as well. CNN's investigation highlighted instances where Walz's rhetoric suggested he, quote, carried weapons in a fighting situation. Quote, there is a significant difference between being stationed in a combat area during wartime and being under direct enemy fire, noted CNN. And that's absolutely correct. And you would, I'm telling you, you would get punished by lying like this in front of anyone that was in the military. But the network's fact check pointed out that no evidence supports Walz's implications of facing direct combat, labeling these assertions as absolutely false. So in other words, he lied. He lied. Let's play this clip here.
Walz did make a comment speaking to a group, he's done it a couple of times, where he has used language that has suggested that he carried weapons in a fighting situation. As you know, with your contact with the military, I know from coming from a military family, there is a difference between being in a combat area, being involved at a time of war, and actually being in a position where people are shooting at you. There is no evidence that at any time Governor Walz was in a position of being shot at, and some of his language could easily be seen to suggest that he was. So that is absolutely false when he said that about gun rights out there.
So he's a liar. He's a liar. And he haven't been vice presidential nominee more than a day, and he already lied. He's already lied. Now, on Wednesday, the Minnesota National Guard revealed that Walz, who has long claimed to have retired as a command sergeant major, so that's the highest enlisted, command sergeant major for the National Guard, was actually demoted from that rank. But that's what I was just alluding to earlier. The disclosure contradicted years of assertion. So he lied about this for years, made by Harris's vice presidential running mate, including claims in official gubernatorial biography. So he lied in his gubernatorial biography when he was governor. This guy is already starting out lying, man. But although Walz temporarily held the title of command sergeant major, temporarily, he retired as a master sergeant in 2005 for benefit purposes because he did not complete additional coursework at the U.S. Army Sergeant Majors Academy, said Army Lieutenant Colonel Christian Ogg, the Minnesota National Guard State Public Affairs official who spoke with Just the News. So yeah, whenever you get up in rank like that, you have to go to these schools. You have to go to these academies where they teach you, like, you got to go to school, sergeant school. When we was in the Air Force, you had to go to the academy if you're trying to be a sergeant and all these other things, where they teach you how to be these ranks. And you don't officially get the rank until after you complete these courses, until you finish at the academy. He never completed it. Walz has claimed an extensive military background with the Army National Guard, serving from 1981 until his retirement in 2005. He enlisted in Nebraska and throughout his career held various posts across the United States and beyond, including training stints in extreme environments like the Arctic Circle. And that's tough. I was there. I was in Alaska. I know all about the Arctic Circle. That is tough. That is a tough job. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm no fan of Walz, but if he was an actual trainer out there at the Arctic Circle, then he know a little bit of it. He know his stuff. I'm not gonna lie about that, because it is brutal out there. I had a chance to do the Arctic training. I could have signed up for that Arctic training, and I said, hell no, because I hate the cold, and I'm in Alaska. Ain't no way you're gonna stick me out in the in the woods for a week and tell me to live off the land. Nah, you can have that. So I will give him credit for that. Well, Walz rose to rank of command sergeant major, the highest enlisted rank, although he retired as a master sergeant for benefit purposes due to not completing specific advanced coursework. Quote, he retired as a master sergeant in 2005 for benefit purposes because he did not complete additional coursework at the U.S. Army Sergeant Majors Academy, Lieutenant Colonel Ogg told Just the News. The scrutiny of Walz's military record and decisions during his military career became a focal point during his 2018 gubernatorial campaign in Minnesota. So Kamala Harris probably their team should have already knew of this controversy in the first place, but they still chose this guy. I don't know. Well, Walz, who retired from the Minnesota National Guard as a command sergeant major, faced criticism, particularly surrounding the timing of his retirement. Two retired senior officials from the Minnesota National Guard pointed out that Walz retired shortly before his battalion was due to deploy to Iraq. That's what I was just alluding to. Right before a deployment, he was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and retire, leaving his men behind, which is just despicable. I never played this clip here, so let me play this clip here.
What really bothers me about Tim Walz as a Marine who served his country in uniform, when the United States Marine Corps, when the United States of America asked me to go to Iraq to serve my country, I did it. I did what they asked me to do it, and I did it honorably, and I'm very proud of that service. When Tim Walz was asked by his country to go to Iraq, you know what he did? He dropped out of the Army and allowed his unit to go without him, a fact that he's been criticized for aggressively by a lot of the people that he served with. I think it's shameful to prepare your unit to go to Iraq, to make a promise that you're going to follow through and then to drop out right before you actually have.
Coward. He's a coward. He's a coward. I mean, that's, what else would you call someone like that? Let me see. Is there? Yeah, I think I covered everything here, but this guy is despicable. Like I said, he's already. It hasn't even been a full 24 hours yet, and he's already caught up in controversy and lies, which is gonna be hurtful for the Harris campaign. But y'all, let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.